ZipRecruiter. Their smart matching technology finds qualified candidates fast. You can add screening questions to get the right applicants and even filter to see who's recently active. Score the best for your team with ZipRecruiter. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Raise your hand if you're excited about feeling older faster than you should. Yeah, I didn't think so. If you're feeling pain that makes you feel older than you are, there's good news. QC Kinetics patients here in Milwaukee are getting relief, feeling younger, jumping back into life at full speed, and it didn't happen in an operating room. Dr. Caravelli and the team at QC Kinetics and their medical professionals use the latest in regenerative treatments, backed by real science. Treatments that take the tiny, powerful healing tools inside your body and concentrate them right where you need relief. Nothing makes it more real than hearing the real stories behind QC Kinetics. Mike is training for a marathon instead of giving up running. Kathy walked around Disney with her grandkids. Alan is back to work, now climbing ladders like no big deal. All real QC Kinetics patients. The sooner you start treatment, the sooner inflammation eases, and the sooner the joint damage slows down. Find out if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics and their regenerative treatments. Your visit and consultation is absolutely free. Give them a call now at 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
Watch the Bucks for free with select games on broadcast TV all season long. WMLW is the broadcast home of the Milwaukee Bucks. With 8 select games you can watch for free on broadcast channel 49.1. Check out the full schedule at WMLW.com. Our next game is against Tyler Hero and the Heat in Miami. Tonight at 6 on WMLW-VM.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-581-1414. That's 800-581-1414. 800-581-1414.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
This hour of Unsportsmanlike is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes and keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. nealgroup.net.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
We are the home for all your Bucks coverage. 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Shoot. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Well, as I live and breathe. Brian Gutekunst changing his tune a little bit here? Brian Gutekunst maybe changing his philosophy, you could say? Yesterday, it's announced the Packers signed 33-year-old Javon Hargrave.
Oh, he's ancient.
Did you say agent?
Ancient. He's ancient. It's like a dinosaur. It's close to his deathbed in the NFL. Are we sure that somebody didn't kidnap Brian Gutekunst and
blink twice?
Yeah, and now somebody else is running the show?
Sometimes I ask that question. If you were kidnapped What's the one thing that you would do that we would know that you were kidnapped because you would never do?
Mm-hmm.
Would this be Brian Gutekunst?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Walk me through that. What would I do to tell you what I didn't do?
Do.
Or do?
It's like if I were kidnapped and I did this, that would be the sign I was kidnapped.
Jen would send a text saying,
I'm going to be early to the meeting.
I have a full tank of gas.
I'd send a text that says, I'm fine. Good. I want to spend my mornings here.
No, yours would be something like, Angie gave me access to the Amazon account again. And we'd be like, call the cops.
Somebody.
She's just a bear in the morning.
I'm not going to touch that one, pal.
Well, I've told you that before.
Yeah, and what did I do that time as well?
You can't play scared, Gabe.
Oh, but he is scared.
Certainly can.
Actually.
In this instance, I would advise that you should play scared.
Ryan from Aguanago weighing in saying, Jen says I was wrong. Pretty good sign. Something is amiss. So they signed Javon Hargrave. We had talked yesterday about how we still thought that the defensive line needed to be addressed. Does this significantly address it? Do you feel better today about the defensive line for the Green Bay Packers than you did yesterday?
Yes, but I anticipate he will play regular season 12 games because he's 33.
I mean, that has not been his MO, Chew. Like, last year he played 16. The year before that, 16. Or, excuse me, so there's only been 1 year in his career where he's missed significant time, and that was 2 years ago in San Francisco. He tore his tricep. So he only played 3 games, so he missed 14. But other than that, it's just a game or two here or there. Like, he's been surprisingly durable throughout his entire career.
33 D-line, that's like you said, maybe not dinosaur, but it's old.
I thought you'd be excited about this.
No, I am. It's a good move. They had to do it. He was really the only guy left out there that was worth his salt.
Well, but I thought you would be excited because we had the conversation earlier this week, Chew, about the veterans that you guys had, right? And it wasn't obviously just Reggie, but that entire defensive line of Sean Jones and Santana Dotson, like, you guys had vets. Like, you guys had guys had been in the league for a minute, and that's what this guy is. And we're making the jokes about Gutey. That's the big thing to me. Like, they go out, they get Zaire Franklin, who's turning 30, going to be 30 for this upcoming season, which, again, they've tripled the number of 30-year-olds on the roster this offseason. The only one above 30 last year was the kicker, was Brandon McManus. Well, and now they go out and get Franklin, they get Hargrave, and I can't help but look at that as Brian Gutekunst going, maybe we do need some veteran leadership on this team.
Yeah, I think he did a pivot. I think the problem with Gutey, like you, Gabe, is you're German and you're stubborn.
What's wrong with that?
I think he finally realized that, hey, I need a little more leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Micah Parsons is a great leader, but it's not everyone listened to him.
Sure.
And I think now you got 3 veterans in there. I love the move. I think it's a great move. I think they had to do it because, like I said, you cannot just backfill all these positions with the draft.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't. So, no, I like the move, but I think which is fine. Let's just keep him healthy. Kind of like Aaron Jones when Aaron Jones was here. Let's not beat him down so we have him for the playoffs. I think they're going to kind of do the same thing with him.
Aaron Jones, who I think I just saw re-upped with the Vikings.
Yeah. Lower number.
So how should we interpret this? Are we giving Gutey flowers this morning for maybe changing his mindset? Is it fair to assume that this move, in addition to his production, and again, I think the durability is something that we need to highlight because according to my notes here, he only missed 18 games in his career, which is averaging about what?
Yeah, and 14 of those was in one season.
Yeah, so that's like, again, you're right. He was injured for that 1 year, so he has been incredibly durable at the position, even in a quote-unquote advanced age. Do you think that it is about leadership Chew? Do you think it was looking around saying that when the going got tough, when our backs were against the wall, when things were not going our way, we didn't have the type of veteran leadership that could pull us through that could tell these young guys how to handle the adversity, how to make it work?
I think it was more desperation. I think there was a little bit of the leadership thing, but they had to do something because there's really no one else out there. I mean, he is a good player.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's a good, solid. And I almost feel like they got Kenny Clark back.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Okay? They got him back. Wyatt comes back healthy. You got Micah Parsons. My only question mark is Lucas Van Ness. How much is he going to play? And is he still going to have that motor? Because he will be single blocked a lot. And that's my only question. But I love the move. I think it's a great move. I think they had to do it. I think there was no question. So it was a very good move.
Yeah, and they've backfilled. Again, they brought back Jonathan Ford, who was a former pick who then left and came back last year, so they re-signed him. So they've got another body there, Brenton Cox Jr. Chew, I know you've been at the edge position. You've been concerned about the bodies. He's somebody that is another body on that outside who's pretty comparable when he's healthy, I think, and probably even a little bit better when he's healthy. The issue has been staying healthy than Kingsley Enagbare. So I think their defensive line, the issue, they put themselves in a spot where they can go anywhere they want with that pick in the second round. Like, they don't have to feel like, okay, well, maybe we have to push for a defensive tackle here because we're so thin at that position. I think corner's probably the thinnest right now, but yeah. I don't think they need to add a second-round corner to this roster right now. I'd like it to happen, and I bet that's what they look at, but I don't feel like they have to feel locked in at that position.
So when you start...
This Hargrave deal is just essentially a one-year deal.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, they still could go D-line.
Do you feel like, on paper, this defense is better today than it was at Sunday? Let's just say Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking about before the legal tampering window opened.
I think it's the same.
Really?
No,
with Rashawn Gary's departure?
It's just, I mean, I'm not sold on Lucas Van Ness.
Nah, that's okay, because Micah Parsons is. Micah Parsons likes him a lot more than he liked Rashawn Gary.
And then you're talking, Jen, I just saw reports they were updating Kraft and Micah Parsons in regards to their ACL. The timeline puts Micah back for the 5th game, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So you, for these first 5 games without Micah Parsons, you got to put together some kind of pass rush because you don't want to start 2 and 3 with your second best player on the team sitting out, That's why scheduling is going to be, I'll be interested in, when does that come out? May?
May, usually early May after the draft.
Hopefully there's 3 layups in there. That's what we're hoping for. Because you don't want to be in the hole to start out the season.
I look at the defensive line position, I feel better about it. I feel better about it.
Yeah.
Because Javon Hargrave is instantly their best defensive lineman. You're hoping that Devontae Wyatt will be better than him, but as we sit here right now, he's their best defensive interior lineman. Yeah, and again, I'm projecting once a Micah Parsons gets healthy type situation, but I feel fine with that group. I feel pretty good, especially once everybody gets healthy, that's going to be a good group for the Green Bay Packers.
And look at all their moves, guys, with the exception of moving Sean Rhyan over to center officially, are on the defensive side of the ball, right? Am I missing anything else they did offensively? Because Hargrave and Zaire Franklin and Benjamin, who did I forget?
You forgot about Josh Wiley re-signing a tight end for the Green Bay Packers. How dare you?
Moving on.
What?
What does that tell you about what Gutey, and again, there were departures as well. We talked about Rashawn Gary. We talked about Quay Walker. We've talked about some of these guys who are no longer with the team. But Chewy, they obviously circled that side of the ball when they were trying to figure out what they were going after in this acquisition period, in this free agent period, in this trade period. Do you feel like when they take the field, and again, there's still moves to be made with the draft and whatnot, but do you feel like the defense will be better Or is it still too early to tell?
It's still too early to tell. Because the one thing, Franklin, they're in their 30s. And there's a reason that Gutey doesn't like to sign guys in their 30s is because they're more susceptible to injury. So as long as they stay healthy, and I still anticipate 75% of the draft going to the defense. They're going to backfill O-line.
They got to backfill O-line.
But receiver, they're fine. They got enough guys.
They got to backfill there, too, Chew. Nah. Are you going to be able to?
You're going to bring back Watson. You got Golden. You're going to have Reed. You're going to have Wicks.
But Reed and Wicks are done
Williams.
at the end of the year. Reed, Wicks, and Watson are all up at the end of next year. So you got to start thinking about backfilling that position if you can't come to an agreement with any of them.
We were talking about it before the show. If I'm Christian Watson's agent, I'm not reporting without a new contract.
Yeah, that's tough when you already signed that new contract.
I'm just saying.
Less than.
Definitely with Tucker Kraft.
Well, with Kraft, yeah, because he's coming into the last year of his rookie deal. But I would say this. You just signed a deal. Like the Packers gave you the benefit of the doubt as Christian Watson and gave you $12-13 million bucks.
You know who I'd like to ask?
That's a tougher one.
You know who I'd like to ask? Tausch. Because Tausch's timing, unfortunate, was terrible. Going into a contract year, am I correct? Tore his ACL.
Yep.
And then was going into another contract year.
Tore his ACL.
And tore it again. I mean, that's terrible. Christian Watson already has one torn ACL.
Yeah, and the Packers took care of him last year by giving him a contract. I don't know. $12 million bucks is...
Based upon all the signings this offseason with Dobbs and Pierce and that, is Christian Watson... is grossly underpaid.
He's not grossly underpaid.
He's underpaid.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so
But he also go ahead and don't. I think
world.
You play that game of chicken with the Packers after you signed a deal less than 12 months ago. Like they made sure you didn't have to feel like you had to rush back, and if that's what you do, my guess is they're going to tell you, all right, then don't show up.
I'd like before we leave,
the fines.
We got to get to Jason Wilde, and then we have Adam Schefter today, so a little bit of a different Thursday morning here for Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I'd like for you guys to give a grade thus far to the moves that they've made. Considering all of it. And by the way, I forgot Sky Moore when we were talking about players. He's not really an offensive or defensive player, although they will slot him as a wide receiver, but he is more of a special teams
on
player.
The roster. Yeah, kind of like Bo Melton was a cornerback last year.
Correct.
The moves they made with what these free agents got, like Dobbs getting 20 is...
Well, but that for the Packers would just be them choosing not to bring him back. It doesn't really matter what they get on the free agent market.
I don't think they would have brought him back at 15.
Oh, yeah.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
Quay Walker, no, I wouldn't have paid him what he got. The only one that grinds my gears, and Bull, friend of show, heebie-jeebie master, texted me and said, what kind of player is Elton Jenkins? And I said, he's still a Pro Bowl player.
But it seems like they're going to play...
If they could have got rid of Banks and kept Elton, I would have been happy.
But I think the Browns are going to play him at center, too.
Are they?
They signed two guards.
Yeah.
And
they're going to move one of the other
ones. Third guy, and they need a center.
But then he can always swing over there in case of injury. Right?
I'm with Gabe, though, a B. A B.
Yeah, it's nothing splashy, nothing spectacular, but I think it's just solid.
I think you're misremembering just what an A+ getting a 4th-round pick for Rashawn Gary is. We gotta
that's carrying a lot, but that's like the two credit elective that you took that you
also,
barely had to show up for.
Getting rid of him, a benefit. Getting rid of Nate Hobbs. We don't have to pretend like he needs to be on the field over the guys who are better than him now. All good moves.
What they hit the Hobbs though? What was that?
They're going to spread it out, so it's they're going to do it post June 1, so I think that's going to free up $9 million this year.
Yeah.
The other thing I liked about that, Jen, is that Gutey recognized that he screwed up, and they say something about hanging on to stuff too long, get rid of the crap. I don't know what the saying is, but I know there's one out there.
You can look it up and find it on your own time.
Well, what is it? If you know it, blurt it out.
I don't know what it is. I don't know the phrase about getting rid of your crap.
Gabe?
Something about failing fast.
Well, yeah, but that's the Ron Wolf thing. That's the opposite of what he's saying, right?
What is it? There's a saying.
Same.
Well,
People
you can.
help me
Okay,
out.
you Google it, and
No,
then maybe
people will
when
help
we
me
get
out.
Jason, he can help you.
I've turned him off.
I don't have any idea what he's talking about, if I'm being honest. Like, again, there's a phrase of get rid of your crap quickly. I guess we'll work on that. We'll workshop it during the break. We got to get to Jason Wilde, and then we got to get to Adam Schefter. So stick around. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on.
March isn't just about basketball. It's also about wearing green and celebrating like a legend. Yingling, smooth, rich, traditional lager. It's perfect for raising a toast this St. Patrick's Day, which is coming up next week. Don't be the person who forgets to bring beer to the party. Grab a case of Yingling, and instantly you become the MVP. Or maybe you want to grab Flight by Yingling. Crisp, easy drinking, only 95 calories, because sometimes you want full flavor without the full commitment. Yingling, the oldest brewery in America, family-owned and operated for 6 generations. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
That earlier accident on 41 northbound at Silver Spring is finally completely gone, so we are in good shape there. We do have some delays eastbound 94 just before 76th Street all the way to about 68th, and then back on the brakes through the stadium interchange past 35th Street. On the westbound side, backing up right through the stadium to Mitchell Boulevard. Volume starting to pick up a bit on the bypass heading westbound west of Loomis, so something to keep in mind as well there. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, increasing afternoon clouds, a high of 44. Tonight, windy, rainy, then it mixes in with some snow, a low of 35. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Amy Simonson is the IT administrator with Professional Services Group. They had business technology from a not-so-supportive vendor. Not anymore. They switched to James Imaging Systems.
They come in as a partner. They want to help you. They want to make your business successful.
Including your James Imaging Systems sales representative.
He's always there when I need him. It's always like, what can I do to help you?
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner with great people and more value.
The value is we have the right equipment in the right place. We're getting reliable, consistent service when we need it.
Amy, your advice for other Wisconsin businesses?
I would definitely say contact James Imaging. They are very helpful and knowledgeable and will put you in the right place.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation. Call 262-781-7700, 262-781-7700, or visit jamesimaging.com.
An uninspired cookie-cutter trade show booth is unlikely to move the needle.
Picture this: lights, motion, energy, engagement. A space so bold it stops people mid-step.
That's what the award-winning team at Captivate Exhibits has been delivering for over 30 years.
From high-impact trade show exhibits to immersive lobbies, history walls, and culture-driven interiors, Captivate transforms ordinary square footage into unforgettable brand experiences.
Get started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Ready, down, put. All Packers Packers all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project? Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Visit extpros.com.
We will get right to it with Jason Wilde. Good morning, Jason. How you doing today?
Schefter's on after me?
I know. Can you believe it?
I'm like that.
He was
I'm
busy
like that
this week,
crappy.
Jason.
I'm like that crappy band that has like one semi-hit that opens for like a really popular super group. So thanks for putting me in a great position to succeed. I will be brief.
Well, let's play the hit then. How should Packers fans view the Hargrave signing yesterday? 33 years old, as Gabe said earlier, Jason. He's ancient on Brian Gutekunst's scale.
No, hey, Brian Gutekunst's scale, he's dead.
There it is, Jason. Walk away.
Yeah.
Walk away.
This guy here is dead. Cross him off then.
Adam Schefter is next. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. So this is going to sound like I want to have it both ways, which of course I do. But first of all, this made way too much sense, right? Like I wrote this in my story. Like, of all the signings and agreements that have been reached since the free agency window opened, this may be the biggest no-brainer of them all, right? Packers desperately needed defensive tackle, interior defensive line help. Javon Hargrave has been a very productive player for a very long time, and his most productive years just so happened to come when he was playing for the guy that is the new Packers defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, right?
Shots, explosives.
So all that makes sense. Here's the issue I have. You know, I asked Gutey when we talked to him on like February 4th or whatever it was about what appears to be the very clear line of demarcation of age 30 of whether he wants you on his roster or not. And he, of course, famously said, there's no line of demarcation, which is BS, right? We've seen his rosters he's built ever since Rodgers departed. That is exactly what he believes. And now he has done 2 transactions in the span of a week that go against what is a very clear philosophy of his. And while I think that trading for Zaire Franklin was smart because he's not going to be, in my opinion, as good as Quay Walker is capable of being, because Quay Walker is into his elevator years, as Tausch calls them, where his ability and his understanding of the game line up. He's a lot cheaper than what Quay Walker would have cost. And Javon Hargrave, as I just outlined, makes a ton of sense for this team and for who he's going to be playing for. But again, he has surpassed the age, all kidding aside, that is the expiration date for most players, unless you're a kicker or a long snapper, on Gutey's rosters. And I'm just always a little leery when a general manager starts doing things that he doesn't normally do. So I think this is exactly what they needed to do. But there's part of me that is sitting here going, when a guy is so vehement about what he believes in, and then he stops doing what he believes in and does something different, is that him adapting? Or is that him in kind of a spot where he's like, I don't believe in this, but I got to do it because I have no choice? And I never feel great about people doing things that they feel like they have to do, not what they want to do.
Jason, the other move I loved was cutting Hobbs, because Gutey's essentially saying, look, I made a mistake on this guy. I'm not going to hang on to him too long. I'm going to get rid of him. Did you like that move as well?
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing against Nate Hobbs, but it was very, very Ron Wolfish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and look, on the flip side, I like Aaron Banks as a dude. I've had some really good interactions with him. I don't know how good he is, and quite frankly, I still don't know if the Packers know, right? Like, he played better during the second half of the season, but again, with the injuries and everything else, in fairness to him, maybe this year he stays completely healthy. I don't know, he's 29 years old, so he's very close to what we thought was the line of demarcation. But, like, as we talked about, they've given him $43 million now in the span of 12 months. And I don't think he's that good. So, again, he did not say, well, this guy's not that good either, and move on from him. But what he did with Nate Hobbs is very Ron Wolfish, right? I'm not going to live with a mistake.
Yep.
And I respect that he did that, yes.
Jason Wilde joining us on the Yingling guest hotline. Are you surprised that Rasheed Walker's still out there?
Stunned. I'd love. I don't know why. I mean, again, bringing a gun to the airport never helps your cause. Look, he's not Joe Thomas. He's not Chad Clifton. He's better than Bruce Wilkerson, although Bruce Wilkerson won a Super Bowl with you, Chew. But God, every time I say his name, that's the first thing I think. I don't understand it. Like, I don't know if his asking price with teams was just so far afield compared to what they were willing to pay, or what. But yeah, I saw one guy had him like he's the only guy left from his like top 25 free agents list that's still on the market, and so. I don't think it's going to lead him to eventually re-sign with the Packers, but it is more than a little surprising. I'm borderline stunned.
Jason, we really appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. The good news is we got you back tomorrow, so anything we missed, we can certainly address. We'll talk to you again soon.
No, the good news is that Gabe Neitzel is our cousin sub of the day for Tausch today, so I get 3 more hours with him.
You know what's crazy is Gabe would never tell us that.
No.
So thank you for sharing, Jason.
You're welcome. Okay.
News. Gabe, I didn't even know that.
Say hi to Adam for me.
Don't you put the
Take
schedule
care.
out,
Joshie? Be good. Bye.
He could be a spy.
Bunzel's celebrating their 50th year in business. This family-owned and operated meat market is a vital part of our community. I have loved Bunzel's ever since I moved to Milwaukee back in 2013. So make sure and make plans to stop by Bunzel's this week. Grab these weekly specials. Whole beef tenderloin, no charge for trimming or cutting, is $15.99 a pound. Burgundy pepper marinated flat iron steaks, $13.99 a pound. Reuben brats or Irish banger brats, $6.99 a pound for St. Patrick's Day next week. Or you can get homemade Irish soda bread, $6.99 each, or half loaf for $3.99. They've always got the monthly meat deal as well. Make sure you stop by and see everything they've got going on at Bunzel's, 90th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, or head over to the website, bunzels.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Delays westbound 94 from about 30th Street area all the way to Hawley Road. The eastbound side, you're looking at backups from 76th Street all the way to about 35th. And then on eastbound 894, backing up now from 76th all the way to about Loomis. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Mostly sunny, increasing afternoon clouds, a high of 44. Tonight, windy, rainy, then the wind and rain switches over to a rain-snow mix, a low of 35. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right. The The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
The Island Resort and Casino is the Midwest's premier resort destination, giving guests the total experience with a luxury hotel, full-service spa, live lounge and headline entertainment, multiple dining options, and more, all surrounding a lively Vegas-style casino. And atop many a golfer's bucket list are the island's 2 championship courses, Sweetgrass and Sage Run. When we say your total experience, we mean it. Plan your getaway today at islandresortandcasino.com.
WMLW is the broadcast home of the Milwaukee Bucks. With 8 select games you can watch for free on Broadcast Channel 49.1. Our next game is against Tyler Hero and the Heat in Miami. Tonight at 6 on WMLW The M.
1896, Horicon Bank first opened its doors. Wisconsin wasn't even 50 years old.
We've maintained our roots over the years and yet expanded. We empower our people to invest in the community. We give them 40 hours of volunteer time. We're doing it with a personal touch, with a desire to say yes to our customers. You shouldn't have to work with a bank that sends their profits to New York City or Toronto. You can keep your money here and it benefits Wisconsin.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Everyone's go-to source for all NFL news.
And we're going to get right to some breaking news here that just came down. This tweet from Adam Schefter.
Adam's on the phone. Adam, you got more news? What do you got?
They're going with another move, and here is the man who knows all, Adam Schefter.
And Joshy's biggest fan.
It's nice to see Josh at the big boy table. Thank you, everybody. Keep up the good work, Josh.
It's ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter on JGC is sponsored by Island Resort and Casino, Tony Wendorf and Associates, and Smart 18 Union.
Adam Schefter on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates. Just like the moves made in the pros, Tony Wendorf and Associates, Keller Williams, helps people make their own big moves every day. Trusted knowledge, superior service. They're the real estate MVPs of Wisconsin. If you're looking to buy or sell a house, make the move and get in touch with Tony Wendorf and Associates. Good morning, Adam Schefter. What a busy week you've had, my friend. And I guess we'll start with what we believe has been the biggest news in the NFL over the last 48 hours, and that, of course, is the Max Crosby, Ravens, Raiders, Trey Hendrickson. Have you ever seen anything like what we saw happen this week with that situation?
Well, that was highly unusual. First of all, if we look back at the NFL, I think there have been 15 trades made that involved double first-round picks. 15. And if you go back and look at that list of 15, there's never been a player on that list who had his trade voided due to a failed physical, basically. So, yeah, I mean, it's unlike anything else. And you know, that was one of those things, and I said this in my podcast today. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes you hear something, and you're like, wait, is this real? Is this a hoax? Like the last time that happened was when the Broncos beat the Bills in the divisional playoff game, and then about 30 minutes after the victory, you hear that Bo Nix fractured his ankle and he's out for the year. You're like, wait, what? Is that real? And that was sort of like this. Max failed the trade or failed the physical, trades off, back to the rate. Wait, is this real? Like, you don't believe it at first, but that's what it was.
You think that'll come back to bite them in the butt, the Ravens, I mean? Because the players have to look at like, hey, I can't really trust this organization when it comes to stuff like that. And is there a grievance gonna come about from this?
No grievance, and I don't believe that for a second, that players won't trust them. You know, here's the thing. I know everybody's questioning the Ravens, criticizing the Ravens. Have any of those people seen the physical that he went through, the medical reports on the physical on Tuesday? Have any people seen this? Like, they have. And, frankly, I think it's a little unfair to do that. Now, I know there are people that say that they sandbagged it, they backed out, cold feet. Here, the analogy I've used over and over is this. And I think it's true because, again, let me give it a little bit of details. Speaking to Max Crosby's knee surgeon, Dr. Neil Elitrush, yesterday, Max could have had the surgery in October. He pushed off to December because that's what he is. He's a warrior, and he plays through everything, and he's tough as hell. Probably did a little bit more damage to the knee. Went in there to do the meniscus repair. Bone, cartilage, meniscus. Pretty extensive. So now they're trying to get him ready for opening day. They say he's on schedule, which is great because you want him back as soon as you can have him back. But the Ravens gave up 2 first-round draft picks and all the money that would have come with Max Crosby. They got him in there, and it didn't work for the doctors. It would be like you going up the street, walking into a house, saying, I love this house. Great house. Make an offer on the house. Okay, here's $1 million for this house. Let's get the inspector in. Inspector comes in, comes back to you after looking at it and examining it, and the inspector says, there's some cracks in the foundation. There's a couple of leaks in the roof. House doesn't feel real sturdy to me. I'm not going to say you can't buy it, but I'm just telling you there's some risk associated when you're paying $1 million. Wouldn't it make you think? Wouldn't it make you think? Like, I'll say this. I remember when I bought my very first apartment in Denver, Colorado in the early 1990s for $79,000. It was an apartment. And they warned us as we were doing the deal that there was a bubble in the garage. I don't even know what this means, a bubble. And if the bubble burst, then the apartment owners would be responsible for repairing the bubble. And when me and my parents heard that, we backed out of the deal. We got nervous, and we didn't do it. And that's kind of what this is. Like,
Did you find out
Adam,
if the bubble burst eventually, Adam? Was it a good move by you?
Well, I didn't buy it, and then 2 months later they called me that the person who was going to buy the apartment didn't buy it. It was still, and I did buy it, and it was a great apartment, and it doubled in value, and the bubble never burst. So what were you saying, Joey?
But Adam,
the only problem, Adam, is that they knew when he had surgery, and they knew what the recovery time likely was. I understand all of the metaphors. I really do.
They hadn't examined him.
But what I was going to say, Adam, is it's well known here that when they traded for Brett Favre, the doctors
I know.
came to Ron Wolf and said, he's got some shoulder problem, and Ron didn't even hiccup and said, pass the man on his physical. He's coming here, and thank God he did.
Find me a trainer who will pass him on a physical.
Who, Brett now? No, they'd never.
But here's the difference, Joe. Here's the difference. Ready? Brett Favre, they gave up a first-round pick, right? Back in the day. He was
I know.
23, 24 years old, right? Hadn't really played. Max Crosby is later in his career. We've seen how he plays. It's 2 1s. It's $100 million in salary, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a bigger investment.
No, and I agree, Adam. They made the right thing because they didn't have to get anything for Hendrickson. All they had to do was sign him. So, they just got cold feet. And, hey, that's fine. I was just wondering if there's going to be some backlash from the players going, hey, you can't trust this organization.
I would say, maybe that's right. Sure, you're a tight end on the free agent market. Baltimore's offering you the most money. You trust Baltimore?
Yeah, right now I would.
Adam Schefter joining us on the Yuengling guest hotline. Adam brought to us by Smart 18, the union for Wisconsin's sheet metal workers. If you want to earn more and build a real career in the trades, this is where it starts. Better pay, incredible benefits, real training, real representation. This isn't just a job, it's a future. Learn more at smart18.work. And what I'm now worried about, Adam, is what are the Raiders going to do with Max Crosby? Because I look at the Chicago Bears, I look at the Detroit Lions and the Packers division as teams that might be interested in somebody like him. Are the Raiders just going to keep him, or are they going to continue to shop him?
Well, the Bears can't afford him. I don't think the Lions can afford him. And Max Crosby said last night he's kind of reaffirmed his commitment to the Raiders. He's back. He's ready to run it back. I don't know if they're going to a chapel in Vegas to renew their vows or anything like that, but we'll see. But he's back, and I would say that the most likely outcome, and there are a lot of outcomes, but the most likely outcome now would be that he'll stay a Raider because you know what? He's an incredible player, and his value has been diminished some. So he's got more value to the Raiders probably than he does to any other team. So could he still be traded? Sure, absolutely. But my guess is that he's going to wind up playing for the Raiders, and that'll be his team.
Adam Schefter hanging out here with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. All right, Adam. Brian Gutekunst and company have made some moves. The most recent, Javon Hargrave, after the Vikings released him. What should the grade be of what the Packers have done so far? And I'll give you a list. We put a bunch of this stuff together. They signed Hargrave. They traded Rashawn Gary. Were able to get a 4th-round pick out of Dallas. Traded Colby Wooden for Zaire Franklin, who these guys believe is going to be a starter at linebacker. They signed Benjamin St. Juste. Is that how we're saying it? Is it just Juiced? Okay. Sky Moore, they've added for special teams. Might be a few more little things, re-signings and whatnot. But does it feel like Brian Gutekunst has had a good early stretch to the offseason here?
Well, the key word that you said there in everything is early. Early. It is Thursday. The new league year opened yesterday. The Packers aren't playing Sunday. They're playing in 6 months. 6 months. It is a long offseason. When you lay out all those moves, Jay, I like those moves. There's like Rashawn Gary was going to get released. They got a 4th-round pick for free in a draft that everybody's trying to get as much ammunition in as possible in the 2027 draft. Like, that's a great move. Love that move. Javon Hargrave has been a productive player when he's been healthy. He's been a high-paid free agent. Good with that. What were some of the other ones? Like, there's nothing that they've done. I literally like everything they've done, but it's just a start to a 6-month process.
Mm-hmm. Adam, what's going on with Kyler Murray in Minnesota?
I would think that deal gets done today. I would think he'll be in Minnesota. I would think that he'll be in the quarterback room there. It's just a question of when they get that deal done. Look, he was released yesterday. He's in Minnesota today. What does that tell you? Just do the math.
Adam Schefter, brought to you by the Island Resort Casino, a premier resort destination, largest north of Milwaukee. With everything you like to do in one awesome location, visit islandresortandcasino.com and book your total experience today. Over the last handful of days, is there one deal that stands out to you that you went, whoa, that guy got that much money?
I thought the most eye-opening contract during free agency would have been Tyler Linderbaum, the center from the Ravens, going to the Raiders, because not only did he become the highest paid center in NFL history, not only did he become the highest paid interior offensive lineman in NFL history, he nearly became the highest paid offensive lineman in NFL at center. The league hasn't paid centers, and the Raiders are paying him $27 million a year when the highest paid offensive lineman is Rashawn Slater, left tackle, $28.5 million a year. So the Raiders looked at Tyler Linderbaum as a quarterback of their offensive line, as somebody that could execute Clint Kubiak's offense, as somebody who could provide toughness and the type of character that they want and help rebuild. And they're going to have a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract, so they could go spend $27 million a year in a center, because you're not spending it at quarterback, and you got to spend it somewhere anyway.
Adam, before we let you go, are you hearing anything on Rasheed Walker? He's the guy who the Packers are moving on from. Go ahead.
Yeah, there were not a lot of teams in the left tackle market to begin with. There are only a few, like Cleveland, Detroit, a few others. What happened is there were not a lot of teams, and I think he's now going to look to a one-year deal, put himself in a good situation, and go back in the market next year. And I think that's what happens with a lot of guys. Like it happened with Reek Woolen, where you go out there, you think you have a number in mind, like you want a big multi-year deal. It doesn't materialize the way you wanted. And with that happening, you then do a one-year deal and put yourself in a situation where you think you could shine this year and hit the free agent market again next year. Like Reek Woolen chose Philadelphia. He'll be a free agent after the year. And if he plays well for Vic Fangio, then he's going to kill it in free agency next year. And I think Rasheed Walker is now going to do the same thing. He's going to pick a place where he feels like he could shine and try it again next year on a one-year deal.
Adam, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. I know it's a very, very busy week for you. Make sure you keep us posted if there's anything that starts percolating regarding the green and gold.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Love having Adam Schefter on. Give us the latest. I kind of like what he said there about Rasheed Walker.
That's weird.
I don't like what he said about Rasheed Walker.
What do you mean?
I want him to sign as big and as long of a contract as possible to get the compensatory pick.
You guys are so funny.
He's not going to be a Packer, so I want the best. I want the best for the Packers, and that's the best for the Packers.
But still, all the pundits had him as a top 10 free agent. Just to sign a 1-year deal.
Well, what does that tell you then? What the league thinks about him?
Yeah, no.
Is it what the league thinks about him, or is it what Schefter said that there just weren't a lot of teams who were looking for left tackles?
Unless left tackles become less important in the future, in the recent past, I don't know. It seems like you want those guys.
And when Adam was talking about the money that Linderbaum got, obviously center, left tackle was historically the highest paid position on the offensive line. Linderbaum changes that. I'm not necessarily saying that it's going to start a trend, but Linderbaum's deal does affect the market. If there weren't a ton of left tackle positions out there open, I could see Rasheed Walker kind of being stuck.
But still, he listed 2 teams. I'm sure there are a couple more teams that would like to upgrade the left tackle position.
Like New England, the guy in the Super Bowl was awful.
He lost in the game.
Is that Will Campbell?
No, we're good there.
You might want, I guess, at least a backup plan.
What if that guy's not very good?
Well, and Jason did say when we spoke to him a few minutes ago that he doesn't think that Walker will be back with Packers. Because I asked you guys that the other day. I said, if the market doesn't materialize, is there any chance that he sort of goes back to Green Bay, hat in hand, and says, I didn't realize how tough these streets are, would you take me back as a backup?
Well, no, because, that's the thing. He's not a backup. He's a starting caliber tackle.
You're only a starting caliber tackle, though, if there's a starting position available for
somebody
you.
will give him money. I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up in Detroit.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up in Detroit after they released Taylor Decker earlier this offseason. It seems you don't have to go that far. You stay within the division, know a lot of the teams.
What are they waiting for?
I don't know.
Great question.
It feels like it would have happened already if that was the order of operations.
But yeah, the Packers, they've clearly moved on at the position. Morgan's going to be there. They signed Darian Kennard to be their swing tackle. They're looking for more interior help at this point. It would be nice to have another tackle like that, but you just don't have the money for it.
Yeah, the problem is he can only play tackle.
Yeah.
And they feel pretty good about their tackles currently. If he played like an Elton Jenkins, a guard or tackle, they'd maybe consider it. It's just now you have 3-4 tackles on your team.
800-990-3776 if you want to weigh in on Rasheed Walker. Ryan saying, what's up with the market for Rasheed Walker? And Sam says, if Walker's price goes down, I wonder if he signs with the Chiefs. 800-990-3776. Got to take a break. I do sort of want to dive into a little bit the latest with the Max Crosby Ravens, Raiders, Trey Hendrickson situation. And I know Adam addressed it, but Chewy didn't really get a chance to weigh in on this yesterday, and he has some thoughts. So we'll get to that and more as Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. Smart 18 knows that success takes teamwork. With top-level training, healthcare, and retirement plans, Smart Local 18 gives you the tools to win on and off the job site. Visit smart18.org and join the team that builds America.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Commercial payments at Fifth Third Bank combine experience with innovation. Trusted to process more than $17 trillion in payments each year, Fifth Third delivers reliability at scale while continuing to push what's next. Named one of Fortune magazine's most innovative companies, Fifth Third builds secure, efficient, and forward-thinking payment solutions. Because commercial payments require more than consistency. They demand innovation that keeps money moving. That's commercial payments. A Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Josh DiMaggio here for Milwaukee Weight Loss. I've been on this journey since January and already lost 30 pounds. It's been easy, safe, and their team continue to help me reach my goals. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. And for a limited time, get $200 off the spring special. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Smalls here. Did you know there are many ways to do your taxes with H&R Block? You can go to a local office and get expert help in person, or you can choose virtual tax prep and get expert help without leaving home. Or you can even do them yourself online with live human help standing by. Whatever you choose, you can file with confidence, having H&R Block's 70 plus years of tax expertise in your corner. Switch today and file your way at hrblock.com.
It's tournament time when the most talented teams survive and advance. And whether you're cutting down the nets or cutting through resumes, one thing's clear. The best teams are built with the best people. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. Their smart matching technology finds qualified candidates fast. You can add screening questions to get the right applicants and even filter to see who's recently active. Score the best for your team with ZipRecruiter. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Come on, guys. Let's think about this. Could you do 50 straight days of burgers?
That was very condescending. I just
no,
want to be clear.
that's
not.
Let's put our heads together.
Again, I have children. I know condescending when I hear it.
Come on,
on 94.5 ESPN.
Can you feel it? The thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer-beating three. You know that feeling, and there's only one place you can experience that raw exhilaration, the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in their incredible sportsbook. It's got that monster video wall, cool drinks, dozens of sports betting kiosks, and a fiery atmosphere. You can become a legend at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. More information available online. Must be 21 years old to enter the casino. I felt like there was a lot of spin happening yesterday on the old bird, on the old Twitter machine, guys, regarding the Trey Hendrickson signing with the Ravens. At one point, Adam Schefter, who we just had on our show, and if you missed that, you can, of course, find it on the ESPN Wisconsin app. At one point, Adam Schefter was reporting that the Ravens wanted to pair Max Crosby and Trey Hendrickson together. That would be very expensive, would it not be, guys? I think I saw a number like $233 million for the pair of them. Chew, were you buying that report yesterday?
I don't know. It sounds like that was a little bit of Gabe's fear with Detroit. Max Crosby and
Aiden Hutchinson.
They already have Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. Hard pass.
That'd be a little scary. But Adam comparing this deal to buying a house, right? And I'm all for leaving yourself outs. There's nothing wrong with that. But Adam was talking about a major problem in buying a house. And this just happened to my brother-in-law selling his house down here. You have contingencies, or the buyer has contingencies. But when the contingency is a joke, like he couldn't sell his house here, and he had other people in line to buy it because the people that were buying it said the insurance was $50 more a year, and they didn't feel that. So they're totally abusing the system. So what I think we do now is teams have to put money into an escrow account where if this happens with an NFL player, like it did with Max Crosby, then you got to pay Max Crosby $100,000 if you're going to screw him over in the end. Because they did screw him over, as well as the Raiders.
So, and
now,
Josh
I
brought this up
agree with
yesterday,
what
though,
they
too.
did.
Where do you put that contingency? Where do you put that clause in what contract? Because he didn't have a contract with the Ravens.
No,
These
I know,
were just preliminary, sort of, we plan on buying the house sort of conversations.
But Max Crosby's injury was not a neck. It wasn't even ACL. It was a scope of the knee.
No, it wasn't a scope, too. It was a torn meniscus.
Which is a scope.
Can be a scope, yeah.
I had my meniscus, my lateral meniscus part of it removed. It was a scope. I mean, this isn't major surgery. Now, if the guy had a neck or a foot or something like that or something degenerative, then I understand. But come on. Come on. Now, I agree with what they did.
You do?
Well, I do because...
Wait. Are
no,
you
I
talking
agree
out
with
of
what
both
they...
sides of your mouth right now? Is that what's happening? Like you
I would
disagree
rather...
with what they do, even though you like what they did?
Yes. I would rather have Trey Hendrickson for what they paid him and my first-round draft picks as opposed to Max Crosby. So it's the right thing to do, but they kind of screwed him over.
The problem that we discussed yesterday, Chu, is there's no recourse. The league has there's no punishment that you can't say, you can't do that. Well, why? Because you just can't. Well, what are you going to do to stop me? Well, nothing. We have no options.
Because again, they knew about the injury going in.
Maybe they
didn't
where
see
he was
the
in the timetable.
They didn't see the imaging, and they can just say, "Oh, there was something in the imaging that scared us."
Correct. That's the boogeyman that they can continue to claim. But again, Dr. Neil Elatrosh went out and said, and again, I think you guys have now seen his resume, right? There are lists that have been pushed on social media of all. He's the guy that did Rodgers' Achilles, for goodness sake, amongst other things.
Yeah, no, he's a highly respected doctor. Like he's like you said, he's one of the guys that these guys go to. Like you always used to hear about Dr. Andrews down in Alabama for shoulders and pitchers getting Tommy John. Like yes, that's what this doctor is with so many of these different tendons. But you have to, like, to me, there's the reason why the league can't do it because like you actually have to protect them in case there is something on the imaging that they were unaware of, right? Like I think that the Ravens absolutely are taking advantage of the system here. But I don't know how to change the system to prevent that from happening because you have to give teams actual outs in case there are actual injuries that teams are actually scared of.
I still don't think he's going to be a Raider. Do you guys?
I don't know.
I mean,
the way he tweeted, like I'm back and the Undertaker. I have no idea. I mean, this whole thing, and I respect Adam immensely. This is a don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining situation.
Yeah.
We all know what's going on here. And I'm sure he's getting information, and the Ravens are probably very much selling to him that there was something in that really concerned them, and they were concerned about the long-term viability of him and sort of a degenerative effect of that meniscus. Like what happened was Trey Hendrickson's market wasn't what it was. The day prior, it was reported that he was getting offers $10 million under what he wanted. So then they went back because I'm sure his agent, Trey Hendrickson's agent, was telling him, hey, we can get 35, 36, 37. And when that number became 28, they said, well, we can get $28 million worth of that. We can get the same guy basically cheaper and keep our picks.
I guess I just wish, and I know that this is utopian and I know that this is wishful thinking. I guess I just wish they had been like, yeah, we saw a better deal. We weren't fully committed yet. We hadn't signed on the dotted line, so the deal was not officially done, and we changed our mind. I sort of wish that was the. But I'm just saying, like, and again, because there are no parameters in place that keep them from doing that, I sort of wish they would stand on it.
Well,
say it with your chest.
At that point, then you can get punished. Like at that point, then teams can be worried about dealing with you. Players can be worried about dealing with you, and if you're just failing him on a physical, then the league can come in.
But that's what everyone thinks you did anyway.
Sure, but you can't. But again, how many times have we said this on the show? You can't say the quiet part out loud. The second they say the quiet part out loud, that's when the league can come after them. Until that point, the league can't do anything because, right, if officially, it's just, well, we failed them on a physical.
All right, a quick power ranking. Rank these four: Trey Hendrickson, Aiden Hutchinson, Micah Parsons, Max Crosby.
Micah, Aiden, Max, Trey.
Okay. You could flip Crosby and Hutchinson, though, right? Or no?
If you wanted to, you could. I just like Aiden being younger.
Yeah, I was going to say the youth is the push here for me. The youth is.
But Matt, I mean, and that's no knock on Max. He's still one of the premier pass rushers in the league.
Yeah.
But the youth is what puts Aiden above Max Crosby.
Okay.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on after this. Stick around.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We have an accident eastbound 94 at Highway 18. The left lane is blocked with this. 1, 2, 3 cars involved, and there's a squad on the scene to help out. So just keep that in mind. We've got delays coming in from about Highway 16 all the way to that point. More backups from 84th Street through the stadium as usual to 35th Street. Westbound is backing up from 27th to Mitchell Boulevard, then just west of Highway 100 all the way past Elm Grove Road, and a little slowdown just past Moreland Road towards Calhoun. We've got delays southbound 43 from just before Hampton down to Capitol. Northbound 4394 is backed up out of the Plainfield curve all the way up to Chase. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, today mostly sunny, increasing afternoon clouds, a high of 44. Tonight windy, rainy, then wind and rain mixes with snow, a low of 35. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall, home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a 30 self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is your downtown home for basketball this March.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
The Island Resort and Casino is the Midwest's premier resort destination, giving guests the total experience with a luxury hotel, full-service spa, live lounge and headline entertainment, multiple dining options, and more, all surrounding a lively Vegas-style casino. And atop many a golfer's bucket list are the island's 2 championship courses, Sweetgrass and Sage Run. When we say your total experience, we mean it. Plan your getaway today at islandresortandcasino.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Shamara. Here's Jen Latta.
It's the end of the trimester for my 17-year-old son, so it feels like a good time to hand out some grades. I mentioned this earlier in the show, and again, we talked to Adam Schefter about this. It is early. We recognize that. But if you had to grade what the Packers have done so far, a lot of attention on the defensive side of the ball. I'm not sure that that's surprising considering the fact they have a new defensive coordinator, but they have sprinkled in a few moves on the offensive side. They've let certain guys go in free agency. We discussed that as well. Elton Jenkins, Rasheed Walker, etc. How do you grade, Chew, some of these moves? I will start with letting Quay Walker walk in free agency. How do you grade that move by the Green and Gold?
B. I mean, good player, young, but I would not have paid him as much as the Raiders did.
A B from Chew, Gabe?
Yeah, I'm with Chew. I'm coming down on a B. Nothing, again, not spectacular, but again, just solid move.
I think I have to give it a C, and the reason is because I think you want to be able to get more return from a first-round pick.
I would, yeah.
So for me, that move and having to make the move was a C. Cutting Nate Hobbs.
Oh, it's an A.
Yeah.
Again, signing Nate Hobbs, not a good grade. Cutting Nate Hobbs, that's an A, because that's recognizing you made a mistake, and you need to move on from that mistake. It's something we've talked about with Brian Gutekunst before. Hey, is he willing to admit he's made a mistake? Obviously willing to do it with Nate Hobbs, cutting ties with him as quickly as he could, spreading that cap head over this season and next season. It was a great move.
Yeah, I agree. I
So-
just wish there was something they could have done with Banks, because I think Elton Jenkins is a better guard, even right now, than Banks is.
Okay, we'll get to that in just a second. Signing Benjamin St. Juice.
See.
Why?
He's a guy.
Yep.
Nothing more, nothing less, just a guy.
You needed rotational players at corner. You need bodies at that position. You went out, you got one. Good for you.
Cheap upside? Would you say a cheap upside signing?
Maybe.
I mean, he was effective in a limited role and does fit the defense. What that translates into is anyone's guess.
Trading Colby Wooden for Zaire Franklin. You guys said you think Zaire's going to be starting at the linebacker position for Green Bay. There have obviously been some departures that make that even more likely. Chew, Colby Wooden gone, Zaire Franklin here.
See, I mean, he's a good player. He's on the back end, but Wooden, young guy who they like, potential to grow more.
Did they like him, though?
Wash. It felt like a wash.
I don't know.
You had to do something because you lost Quay.
Sure.
And I still think Quay was played out of position. I don't think he's a middle linebacker. This guy they're bringing in is a pure middle linebacker. You know, led the league in tackles
in 2024
a couple of years ago. So it's a wash.
Are they listening to Jonathan Gannon a little bit?
Sounds like it.
Yes.
Because, again, Zaire Franklin, Jonathan Gannon guy. Javon, again, Hargrave made a ton of sense outside of the connections, but also seems to be a Jonathan Gannon guy.
There's clearly, and I brought it up right when Gannon got hired, they did it with both the previous two coordinators they hired. They bring in at least a guy or two that they like and they prefer. And
like
that
McKinney.
seems to be the two moves that we've seen.
McKinney was described to a T in that opening press conference by Jeff Hafley. Oh, this is what I'm looking for in a safety. Oh, sounds like Xavier McKinney. They went out and got him.
Of course, we haven't heard from Jonathan Gannon yet to know what his ideal player is to be able to make a pairing.
Do you think that's on purpose? Do you think they've heard Josh play, over and over again?
Shoom.
So they want to avoid.
I mean, it could be strategic also. You don't want to tip your hand on who you want to go get so you don't have more bidders in the market potentially.
Whereas with Xavier McKinney,
everyone on earth knew.
Yeah.
And they had to pay top flight.
You're going to pay top dollar for Xavier McKinney regardless, so it didn't really matter. I mean, I'm curious to see how this works out because with Nate Hobbs, part of the reason they signed Nate Hobbs is because they were looking for a little bit of that edge on the defense, right? They had that physicality, and they had to try to rein that guy in during training camp, even when they weren't wearing pads. Like, he had to get yelled at multiple times by Matt LaFleur. I don't know if Zaire Franklin's that guy. He could be because he's, again, had a propensity of picking up a personal foul or two in his career. So I don't know if he's that guy that they're hoping gives that defense a little bit more edge. Plus, he's familiar with Jonathan Gannon. I'm really curious to see what that ultimate role is going to be for him in this defense. I'm going B- on the Zaire Franklin thing.
But you know what that makes Hobb, Gabe? All Oneida. Hey, tone it down in practice. You're an animal, man. You're an animal.
Well, no, because Chewy, he was tackling people without pads. Like he injured
I know.
somebody.
All Oneida, and then he gets into the game. Yeah, and he's terrible.
Well, yeah, because again, he was just terrible. But I don't even know if he was good in practice. He was just physical in practice. I don't even know if he's good enough to be on the All Oneida squad.
He was ostensibly tackling dummies, lighting up people who weren't ready to be lit up.
That's an insult to Quentin Rollins, a member of the All Oneida team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's tricky, though, because when you start with a new team, you do want to establish yourself early on. You want to show...
Announce your presence with authority?
Yes, that's exactly what I think he was probably trying to do. Especially if you know you're a little banged up, a little injured, or you're going to, you want to be like...
he injured himself because he was...
I know. I don't know if he did it when he was doing that. Let's keep it moving here on the list. Acquiring Sky Moore. Chew, we talked about this yesterday when you were out. He obviously is a special teamer, but he has had a lot of success in the return game. Your grade for that acquisition?
B, if that translates to we're going to pay attention to our return game or not. I mean, to me, it's promising that there could be another pivot in what Gutey believes is start feeding some players to special teams. So I'd give that a B. They needed someone.
I'm a TBD here. Like I don't feel like I can give a grade unless he makes the roster. And the contract they gave him versus what they gave McCole Hardman last year, like the guarantees for Hardman were minimal. So they had no problems moving on from him. I think Sky Moore's getting about $1 million here, which, again, in the large scale of a $300 million cap doesn't mean all that much, so they could still easily just decide to move on from him. If he makes the roster, if the Packers are actually serious about this, that this is going to be a B or a B+. But I got to wait to see if they're actually serious about it and he actually makes the roster when we get done with training camp.
Signing Javon Hargrave. We talked about this as the show began this morning. What grade would you give that? He is 33. Not sure if that means that Gutey is, in fact, pivoting off of his youth movement. But what do you think of the move on the onset? I think this was a Jonathan Gannon piece as well, right? He played for Jonathan Gannon in Philadelphia, too.
Between B and a B+. Kind of a move of they had to do something, and this was the best something out there. His age is a little bit concerning, but he is a good player. They need good players.
Again, take PFF grades for what you will. He's the highest graded Packers defensive tackle from last year. Like he was higher grade. He was higher than Devontae Wyatt, Colby Wooden, all those guys that were playing on the interior. Higher grade over at PFF than all those guys. He's instantly their best interior defender.
It's not a 1-for-1 replacement, but Rashawn Gary was very bad at quick pressures. Javon Hargrave very good. Second in the NFL over the past 3 seasons, behind only Chris Jones from the defensive tackle position.
Based upon last year, who was a better player, him or Kenny Clark?
They were so actually PFF grades. They were back to back, but Hargrave was better than Kenny.
Okay.
The age to me is not as much of a red flag as signing with the 49ers and then being released after 2 years, signing with the Vikings and then being released this year. Like, is there something we're not seeing? I know you guys like how he looks on tape. Is there some reason he's not sticking with these teams when they're committing assets or committing money to him?
For the Niners, they moved on because he tore his right tricep, so that made sense. The Vikings gave him a bunch of money, but his cap number was $21.7 million for the upcoming season. Like the deal they gave him was clearly set up for them to probably release him at the end of the year. So it was a 1-year deal masquerading as a 2-year deal, kind of similar to what the Packers just did. Yeah, they're giving him 2 years, $23 million, but $13 million of that is coming in year 1, and I haven't seen any guaranteed numbers. So I'm guessing the back half of that deal, year 2, there's not any guaranteed money, and the Packers can just walk away from it. So, yes, it's a 2-year deal, but it's basically a 1-year deal, and I think that's what the Vikings did a year ago. He was good for Minnesota, but you just can't pay him $21.7 million.
I think that's just kind of what happens with players his age.
Yeah.
As you get into the 28, 29s plus, that's when they start not committing too much to multi-year.
Because there's a whole new set of injuries that pop up when you hit that age. You know, it just is. And he's already had a torn tricep, which would lead me to believe that not a big workout guy, but torn pec, Achilles. It's just when you hit that age, there's a whole different set of injuries that come along with it.
I specifically held this one for last. I believe we did most of them. Yes, there were some players that they let walk, but I specifically held the Rashawn Gary to Dallas for a 4th-round pick for last, because I assume that you guys are going to give it a pretty high grade. And I got to tell you, I've been listening to the Rich Eisen show every day this week, just as he continues to follow free agency. Every day, Rich Eisen is talking about what a great player Rashawn Gary is. And I know they've got
Rashawn's agent?
I know they've got the Michigan connection. Rich is a big Michigan guy. Rashawn Gary is a Michigan guy. But every time I hear it, I'm like, wow, isn't it interesting the perception outside of 1265, outside of Wisconsin, on this player, feeling like the Cowboys got a great guy in Rashawn Gary.
So Rashawn Gary, the Cowboys sent out a picture of him yesterday, like at the table signing a contract. What contract was he signing? He was a trade. Yeah. There's nothing for him to sign. Why are they sending out that picture?
Filling out his W-2?
Could have been, yeah. That's an A+. A+.
Yeah, can I go higher than A?
Yeah.
We thought he was just going to be released.
Yeah.
He was hacked, released a photo and everything, and then we saw when the trade happened, late-round pick. Okay, the Packers got a 6th or 7th. Hey, good on Gutey for at least getting that for Rashawn. And then it turned out to be a 4th? Can I go higher than an A?
What is it, whip back around to Z? You want to go ZXY? Or are we doing that?
I don't know. Whatever higher than an A is, because getting a 4th-round pick for Rashawn Gary, I can't believe it happened.
So that obviously is going to lift the rest of the grades when you do a cumulative one. But where are we here? It sounds like we're in the B minus range when you put all of these moves together, in which case we probably owe Gutey some flowers. We probably owe him. Again, it is early. This is like running a marathon and being like, oh, congratulations on your 5K time. But it is a good start.
It's a good base. Again, it feels like they're kind of setting up for next year being a huge offseason for them if they want to spend a lot of money, and making some moves in the margins, I think, is what the Packers needed to do. I feel like they've kind of addressed some of the top-end roster stuff that we've talked about for years. Do they have enough star power? I think they do. And now filling out some of those little nooks and crannies of the roster is what this offseason, this upcoming draft is about.
What were we saying about last year's? I mean, Banks and Hobbs really didn't blow our doors.
You know what's crazy,
off.
Chew? And I was thinking about this as I was driving home yesterday. We got so spoiled 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
McKinney
and Jacobs?
Yes, when he went out and got McKinney and Jacobs, that we were like, is this what we're doing now every year? We're going to, like, target the top-tier players, the elite players at their position, and Brian Gutekunst and company are going to go out, figure out a way to make them Green Bay Packers. And then last year was sort of a... bring you back down to earth, a dose of reality, and that they didn't really work out as well as we hoped.
I think it was kind of a wait and see. I don't think we saw them going out and spending big money on a guard, right? Didn't see that coming. Corner, you're always trying to improve, and it's like, okay, well, he had success in the slot. Is he going to translate to the outside? Are they kind of heat checking what they did with, with Keyshawn Nixon going from the slot to the outside? And obviously, that's not a transition everyone can make.
And there's a good chance that neither one of these players are with us next year.
Who's neither one of these players?
Franklin
there we go.
and Hargrave.
Franklin and...
Yeah, there's a very good chance, Chew. I would say there's a very good chance.
Mm-hmm.
For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. It was so great to have Geist come out to the house yesterday. So when our cable broke on our garage, they told us, hey, you probably want to get your tracks replaced as well because there's some rusting going on at the bottom of the tracks. I got to be honest with you guys. This is not something that I ever took notice of when I pulled my car into the garage. I wasn't inspecting the tracks of my garage door opener. But it should have been, because that rust could have been disastrous. My friends at Geist came out this week, went ahead and replaced them all for us, and they can do the same for you. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. And if you're looking for new garage doors, they've got CHI, they've got LiftMaster, doors for every budget. Heck, they'll even build you a custom design to meet your exact needs. Don't think twice. Call Geist. Geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. GEIS doors.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound on 94, we've got this, basically it's a crash in the left lane, just about ready to pull away if it hasn't already. It was blocking the left lane right at Highway 18. Delays, though, stretch back past Highway F, so keep that in mind. Continuing on, we do have delays from 84th Street through to 35th. Westbound 94, we've got a crash on the off-ramp to Mitchell Boulevard, so that's going to be affecting your ride. And then we've got an issue on 43 southbound at Green Bay Avenue. The left lane is blocked with a broken down vehicle. Squad is on the scene trying to block off that lane, trying to help them out. Folks are walking around the car. It looks like it might be a flat tire. Either way, it's going to be a slow ride from Silver Spring all the way down to Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, increasing afternoon clouds, a high of 44. Tonight, windy and rainy, and then the snow mixes in, a low of 35. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Some companies build projects. At Professional Construction, Inc., we build relationships.
That means showing up early, taking pride in the details, and having each other's backs, on and off the job site.
We're looking for skilled carpenters who really care about their craft and want to be part of a team.
Not just another paycheck, but a place where the people you work with actually matter.
If you work hard, take pride in what you build, and want to join a tight-knit crew, then we'd love to meet you.
Apply today at professionalconstructioninc.com.
With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Yeah, coaching matters a lot, and we've fallen short. Those are the facts. Matt LaFleur's on the clock, man. And I know he got an extension, but I'll say this. If they revert and don't get better, you're evaluated on your results.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody knows, it's championship or bust. That is what Green Bay is. And unfortunately, we've had 15 years of bust.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So you mentioned Super Bowls and parties and how they don't go hand in hand, which again is an absurd comment by you two, but it's just one of many on the show.
Dumber thing that Chewy has said this morning. Super Bowls and parties don't go hand in hand, or cheddar is not a top 10 cheese.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It's a pizza party! Because from March 18th, starting next week through the 24th at Pick and Save and Metro Markets, it's buy one, get one, Screamin' Sicilian Original and Thin and Crispy pizzas. That's right, your favorite, premium loaded with toppings, pies, now BOGO. It's the kind of deal that makes stocking up a no-brainer. It's perfect for busy nights, family dinners, game day spreads, or those late-night cravings. And now you're getting twice the pizza for the price of one. So again, this is next week. BOGO on Original Screamin' Sicilian and Thin and Crispy at Pick and Save and Metro Markets. It's the perfect week to fill that freezer. Say it with me. More toppings, more flavor, more is amore. Once the sale ends, it's gone. So head to Pick and Save or Metro Market next week. Grab that Screamin' Sicilian BOGO while it lasts.
The top 8 at 8.
Name something that follows the word pork. You pine. Huh?
One category.
Name something people take with them to the beach. Turkey.
The top 8 answers.
The first thing you buy in a supermarket. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8.
A food often stuffed. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Name Popeye's favorite food.
Chicken.
Show me chicken!
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What do we got, Gabe?
We've been talking a lot about the NFL and pass rushers in particular throughout the course of this week. So I've got a list of 8 things in front of me. You and Chew guess back and forth. Once you each get one incorrect, we open it up to the fans at 800-990-3776. Last one, a person to get the last name on this list wins an ESPN Milwaukee prize pack. So I am looking, according to Pro Football Focus, the top 8 pass rushers in terms of defensive pressures a year ago. And that is defined as the combination of sacks, hits, and hurries. So top defensive pressures from 2025.
Rashawn Gary.
I think Chewy just wants to end the segment and walk away.
You got to go somewhere? Are you trying to take the segment off?
I was trying to impersonate Rich Eisen.
Excellent job. This is last season career?
Last season. That's all we're looking for is last season, top 8 in defensive pressures.
I would think that Myles Garrett's got to be on this list, right, Shu?
Myles Garrett's number 4 on this list at 25 sacks, which, of course, was an NFL record, but he had 84 total defensive pressures, good for number 4.
How many games did Micah play? 11?
He
14.
Played enough.
All right, Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons is the only player who played less than 17 games on the list. Micah's number 7, had 79 pressures in just 14 games.
Thank you, Josh.
Okay.
How many did he play? Enough. He played enough.
I can't help but wonder if there's a Max Crosby message being sent here by Gabe's list, but I'll wait and see as the list develops.
That one I'm sketchy about.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's a messaging that he's sending here subliminally. How about Aiden Hutchinson with the Lions?
Aiden's number 1 on the list. Had 100 pressures last year. 16 sacks, 20 hits, and 64 quarterback hurries. So right now you guys have 3 on the list, and you have number 1, Aiden Hutchinson, number 4, Myles Garrett, and number 7, Micah Parsons.
TJ?
TJ Watt.
Oh, no. Scrolling.
I do not see TJ Watt in the top 50.
In the top 50?
Yeah.
Wow.
In pressures? No.
In defensive pressures, yes.
Okay.
There was another guy in the DPOY conversation.
It's Will Anderson. Wasn't he in the Defensive Player of the Year?
There's 3 guys, basically. He's one of them, for sure.
Yeah, I'm guessing Will Anderson.
Will Anderson's number 3 on the list. He had 93 defensive pressures last year.
We might have mentioned this other guy's name yesterday.
Can you reset the list so far? How many do we have? 4?
You've got half the list. Aiden Hutchinson at number 1, Will Anderson Jr. at number 3, Myles Garrett at number 4, and Micah Parsons at number 7. Defensive pressures in 2025.
You got one, Shu?
I'm out, but what about the guy that just went to Carolina?
The name he's looking for is Jalen Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I mean, Chewy's out, so somebody else has to guess.
Oh, so I have to guess for the rest? Yeah. This is horse, you know what. How many? Shoot, this is a total guess, stab in the dark. How about Abdul Carter? Is he on the list at all?
Abdul Carter was number 12 on the list. He had 66 pressures, only 5 sacks last year for the rookie out of Penn State for the New York Giants.
Do we believe in our audience enough to get up here and get
these are all names that you know. These are all names that people have heard of. These are names that have had success in the NFL. I did not think that this was going to be that difficult of a list.
Is Bosa going to be on this list?
Nick, no, and I don't think Joey's good enough, but potential.
800-990-3776. We got 4 of the top 8. Looking for people to play top 8 at 8.
The top 8 defenders in terms of defensive pressure last year in the NFL. Aiden Hutchinson's number 1, Will Anderson number 3, Myles Garrett number 4, and Micah Parsons is number 7.
Let's go out to Kyle in Pewaukee. Kyle, you're up first on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Can you complete our top 8 at 8 list?
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter is not in the top 8. Scrolling. I do not see him anywhere.
800-990-3776 if you want to play top 8 at 8 this morning. I think we got Myles Garrett. I think we got Aiden Hutchinson. I think we got Micah Parsons and Will Anderson. Who else is on this list as far as pass rushers?
Is there any teammates on this list?
There are 2 teammates on this list.
2 sets of teammates?
No.
Okay, so it's just one set of teammates.
One set of teammates.
I wonder if that one team down south.
Down south, like.
There's a lot of teams down south.
Especially from us,
From Green Bay.
Yeah. Well, how many teams have we named?
Is there a team north? I don't think there is.
How many teams have we named that are on this, and how many of them are in the
Is
south?
Buffalo above us? I don't think it's above Green Bay.
Not. Is Minneapolis?
Yes.
I don't know. It feels. Isn't Minneapolis even with Madison? Maybe not.
No, Minneapolis is north of Madison.
But is it
It's
as
well
far
north of
north? Is it as far as Green Bay?
I'm not
I
sure.
want to look that up. Which city is further north?
800-990-3776. We are looking for the top pass rushers in terms of defensive pressures from last year. We have half the list in Aiden Hutchinson at 1, Will Anderson Jr. at 3, Myles Garrett at 4, and Micah Parsons at 7.
Sam in Kenosha, you're on with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Can you complete our top 8 at 8 list? According to Google, Minneapolis is further north than Green Bay. 44.98 north, 44.51. So
real close.
Slimmest of margins. Good morning, Sam.
Is a teammate Danielle Hunter.
Danielle Hunter is
That's
number
the
5 on the list. He had 83 pressures. Of course, teammates with Will Anderson Jr.
Okay, you get to keep going, Sam. What else you got?
Is it I forget the Vikings Gerard or Bernard? I forget how his name's pronounced. It's not Andrew Van Ginkel, the other guy.
No, Grenard is not on the top 8.
Let's go out to Justin in West Bend. How many do we have now? 5 or 6?
We've got 5. 5 of the 8.
This is like pulling teeth, man. Justin in West Bend, what do you got?
Is Josh Allen on that?
Josh Hines Allen's number 2 on the list from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Had 95 defensive pressures. Just 2 remaining on the list, number 6 and number 8.
How about, what is his first name? Jared Verse?
Jared Verse is number 6 on the list. He had 80 defensive pressures for the Los Angeles Rams.
One more?
Just one more.
And has Benito from the Broncos been said?
Nick Benito, number 8 on the list.
Good run.
74. Just ahead of his teammate, Zach Allen, who had 73. So double sets of teammates just missing out on the top. Of course, Denver, one of the better teams at getting after the quarterback a year ago as well. Those are the top 8 pass rushers in terms of pressures last year.
Congratulations to Justin in West Bend. You're our big winner this morning on top 8 at 8.
Where was Rashawn Gary?
Rashawn is 23. He had 54 pressures, 7 sacks, 12 hits, 35 pressures.
Okay.
Or 35 hurries, excuse me.
Obviously, if you pay attention to the NFL, those were all names that you knew. But what I find interesting is if you play fantasy football, you look at a defense holistically as opposed to player by player the way you do offensively. And so I wonder if sometimes people forget who the individual pass rushers are versus how good the defense is as a whole. What do you think, Joshy?
Yeah, I think certainly. But I also think when you think of the teams you're going to seek out, like if you do the top defenses last year, I think they're all pretty much those names we mentioned, aside from maybe
Houston.
the Browns and Packers, because they ended up giving up a bunch of points. Houston's was the best.
I mean, Houston
they were the
was,
best.
yeah. Houston.
They gave up no points. They got tons of sacks.
Denver gave up points but had a ton of sacks. But yeah, those are the types of teams we're looking out
and that's
for.
generally a really good formula is if you create pressure, you create more turnovers, you get
Yeah.
points for sacks. Like that's usually the way to aim.
Good list.
Milwaukee, let's celebrate. Ewald Automotive Group celebrating their 62nd year. And the 62-year anniversary sale is on right now. This month, they're celebrating with anniversary savings on over 1,400 cars, trucks, and SUVs with payments as low as $250 a month. Financing as low as 0%, plus 2 years of included maintenance on them. The Ewald Automotive Group 62-year anniversary sales event this month only at every Ewald location. They're easy to find, but in case you need to, head over to ewaldauto.com. Select models with approved credit. CDO for details. Expires month's end.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Still dealing with some problems out there. We've got southbound 43 right about at Green Bay Avenue, the left lane blocked with a broken down vehicle. Squad is on the scene blocking off that lane. We are seeing backups from before Silver Spring down towards the Capitol Drive area. On westbound 94, we do have a crash on the off-ramp to Mitchell Boulevard. That is going to be slowing things down from about 30th Street all the way past that scene to about Mitchell Boulevard. On eastbound 94, 94, we've also got delays from Highway F all the way to about Blue Mound Road, where the left lane's blocked with a crash. Actually, that should just about be all cleared out of the way. So things are moving a little bit better through there. Still seeing delays from 84th Street through 235th. Traffic is brought to you by Glenroy, now hiring. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, mostly sunny, increasing afternoon clouds, a high of 44. Tonight, windy, rainy, and rain will be added with some snow mixed in, a low of 35. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Another two-man scramble tournament is underway. Play Georgia Golf Club for a shot at cash prizes. Must play by March 31st. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
WMLW is the broadcast home of the Milwaukee Bucks. With 8 select games you can watch for free on Broadcast Channel 49.1. Our next game is against Tyler Hero and the Heat in Miami. Tonight at 6 on WMLW The M.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. James' client, Amy Simonson, IT administrator with Professional Services Group.
We have several locations throughout southeastern Wisconsin. Having them all under one company has been very helpful.
Big or small, one location or several, James Imaging Systems is your one-stop business technology resource.
And they are on top of everything. When we have a problem, it's answered right away.
James Imaging Systems, IT-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation, and unrivaled local service and support.
And they're always looking for what else can we do? What else do you need? So they want our company to succeed as well as their own.
Let James Imaging Systems help your business succeed. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
He hates the ending of all comedies. Apparently doesn't like happy endings.
I love happy endings. Don't take it that far.
Maybe that's a vote for Groundhog Day for you.
On 94.5 ESPN.
The Infinity Exteriors Twitter poll is what we have here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You can refresh your home with roofing, siding, or windows, all backed by a lifetime workmanship warranty. InfinityExteriors.com. We just did our own version of Top 8 at 8, trying to guess the northernmost NFL stadiums. Chew, you want to take a crack at it?
Seattle?
Yes.
farther north than Green Bay? Or
No, the top 8. The top 8 northernmost.
Top 8. Okay, Seattle,
stadiums in the NFL.
Green Bay, Minnesota.
Yes.
Buffalo.
Yes.
New England.
Yes.
San Fran.
What?
No San Fran?
No San Fran.
Hold on. Oh, Chicago.
Yes.
How many more?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we did top 8 and 8, so we got 3 left.
3 left.
3 left? Cleveland?
Yes, because Cleveland and Chicago are basically on the same
latitude line.
Pittsburgh?
Were you trying to remember latitude v longitude? Yeah.
She asked me earlier. I gave her the wrong
3
answer.
minutes ago.
The easiest way I've learned it, latitude is a ladder. You're climbing up.
Oh, okay. That's a good little nugget.
Oh, so I gave her the wrong one there.
Yes.
Okay, so I was looking for longitude.
No.
Ladder,
Latitude
like
is
this.
ladder.
Click,
so it's
click,
north,
click,
south.
click. We're doing click, 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 click.
Oh, yeah.
Longitude is...
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Latitude's like a belt.
Yeah, latitude,
I don't know how that helps, but... I think we got them all. So we said Seattle, Minnesota, Green Bay,
Geography's
Buffalo,
not our
Detroit,
strong
New England. I think people forget how high...
Detroit, yeah.
Well, all of the NFC North teams are on this list. I think people forget how far north Foxborough is.
Yeah.
And then after Chicago and Cleveland, which I said are basically even to each other, the Giants and the Jets, which play at the same stadium. I want to get to this David Bakhtiari response that was out there on social media last night. Yesterday, the Packers posted a thank you, Nate Hobbs graphic on Twitter. I didn't check. I didn't cross-reference to see if it was on Instagram as well, but it was on social media, and Twitter is where this interaction took place. David Bakhtiari, obviously longtime offensive lineman, future Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer, responded to the thank you, Nate Hobbs post with a question. For? ? Insinuating what were we thanking Nate Hobbs for? And then Mason Crosby jumped in and he said, ha, 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 ha. A beat reporter for the Green Bay Packers responded essentially saying that Nate Hobbs dealt with a lot of injuries during his 1 year with the Green Bay Packers. He tried like hell to get back on the field, dealing with those injuries, and that he thought that if anybody, David Bakhtiari would understand that position. Chewy, your response to this back and forth on social media yesterday?
David Bakhtiari was a borderline NFL Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he was on that track.
Yes. Nate Hobbs was nothing.
He had 2 passes defended last year.
Yeah, he's nothing. I get it, drawing the parallel, but I don't think that's what Bakhtiari was saying. I think he was more mocking, which players do. Guys get big deal. Like, I guarantee there's some receivers going, Romeo Dobbs, $20 million? What are you kidding me? That's just what guys do in the locker room, you know, where guys feel bad for guys like Rasheed Walker, who's still out there on the street, thought he was going to get paid. But I don't know.
It's a what are we thanking the guy for who came in with high expectations and didn't really play much.
Didn't Bakhtiari come back at the reporter too?
He did.
Yeah. So my guess is he doesn't like the reporter. And there's reporters you just don't like. I mean, not everyone gets along. So
I guess my reaction, Gabe, was it was totally unnecessary. Like, why do you got to kick the guy on the way out the door?
Douchey.
Yeah, but is he wrong?
Does the team again? What I need to know holistically is: does the team do this for every guy that they move on from? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
I mean,
but if they do,
not.
if it's standard operating procedure, then again, why take a shot at Nate Hobbs?
I mean, when I saw it yesterday, I go, "Huh, that's interesting," and then moved on. You know, I looked at it the same way when the Toronto Raptors thanked their coach for winning Coach of the Year, despite firing him before he won the Coach of the Year. Right? Like, okay, it's kind of unnecessary.
You're talking about the Packers thanking Nate Hobbs, not specifically David Bakhtiari's reaction
like,
to
it. When I initially saw the thank you, Nate Hobbs, I went, huh, okay. I guess
that's just sort of a formality. Like,
but I don't think they do it for. I don't think they do it for everybody.
Do they do? Yeah, they don't do it for everybody, though, do they?
I guess I haven't kept track of it, but I feel like I've seen many.
Because I tell you what,
when Jonathan Ford left.
Well,
did they say thank you to Jonathan Ford?
Like, what are they thanking him for? Why are you thanking Nate Hobbs?
Well, that's what David Bakhtiari was asking, I suppose. I think the great irony here is, though, that David Bakhtiari was a guy who we wanted on the field, and we knew that he wanted to be on the field towards the end of his career. But the numbers I crunched said that he missed 44 of the final 57 games before he was released March 2024. Now, I get it. He had the equity of all those previous seasons where he played lights out, played at a very, very elite level. But you would think that he would understand, and I think that's the point that the beat reporter Zach was making, what it's like when you want to be out there, you want to be contributing, you want to be productive, and your body just won't let you. And I don't know if we need to be making cracks at guys like that. Look, Nate Hobbs didn't ask to be signed by the Green Bay Packers. That was a Brian Gutekunst move. Yeah. And I think we all agree that it was underwhelming, that he did not perform to expectations. But I don't know if we need to be rubbing the guy's face in it on his way out the door.
But I think Bakhtiari's saying that from a place of, you suck, dude. Why are we thanking you? You know?
I mean, Nate Hobbs wasn't very good. I don't think anyone's going to say that he was. They asked him to do something that he was not capable of.
Yeah.
Going from the interior to the exterior, from the slot to the outside, and he just wasn't very good at it.
Yeah, I mean, I see both sides of it. Probably a little unnecessary. But what the hell do they thank him for? That'd be my...
The two pass breakups, too. I told you. He had 2 tackles for a loss, too, so thanking him for that.
I mean, is he taking a shot at the Packers, or is he taking a shot at Hobbs?
I think he's taking a shot at Hobbs.
Who knows? Dave Bakhtiari's a douche.
He's got tendencies.
I don't know why we're all afraid to see
We all have tendencies.
What are douche tendencies?
And just scroll down his Instagram or his Twitter. A lot of opinions and stuff he shouldn't have them on.
Really?
I guess, and again, I don't want to get super philosophical here, but I guess my read on it was, does David Bakhtiari still have beef with the Green Bay Packers? Does David Bakhtiari...
Talk about stealing.
I don't think so.
Well, wait, what did you say?
I said talk about stealing. I mean, I ain't going to lie. I stole for a year. Hey, it's part of the game.
This was 2,
Not
wasn't
a
it?
year for
3?
14 games.
I think he was trying to rally the fan base behind him. He knows how people feel about Nate Hobbs from being online enough.
Give me a timeout here. Did they not thank Bakhtiari for his service?
That was going to be my next question.
Okay. Then is it fair?
I'm assuming they did.
I have to imagine.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Yeah, yes, I don't know the answer to that question, right? So a little of this is hypothetical. But couldn't we also just chalk that up to new social media team guys? It's been a minute since David Bakhtiari left Green Bay. I don't think those guys are lifers in the social media departments of the NFL teams. Is it possible that maybe a new squad rolled in and they just made it standard operating procedure to thank players? I don't know the answer to that.
Well, remember how many opinions he had about the social media when he was unable to play and was mad about the schedule release? For some reason, that was a thing he felt necessary to take charge on.
So maybe this is the social media team, right?
Compared to other schedule releases, we've talked about that. It's been underwhelming for the Packers.
Guess what? I still haven't cared about a schedule release video. Not something that crosses my desk.
They haven't been good. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't know.
You haven't watched any of them?
No, what do I got to do?
Look, David Bakhtiari's been around the block enough to know that, as we have mentioned here, not every player is going to hit. Brian Gutekunst, good on you for moving on. Mm-hmm. You know, the signing didn't work out, but you move on, fail quickly, as they say. So there's a little bit of a shock to me that Bakhtiari felt it necessary to call out not only the mistake by the front office to sign the guy, but then the social media just trying to do a nice gesture by saying thank you to a guy who spent a year with the squad. Unnecessary. We'll move on.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Jen Gabe-Chewy rolls on after this. Gabe?
Commercial payments at Fifth Third Bank are experienced and reliable, but they're also constantly innovating. It may seem contradictory, but the Fifth Third team does just that. They handle over $17 trillion in payments smoothly and effectively over every year, and they were named one of America's most innovative companies by Fortune magazine. After all, that's what commercial payments are all about. Steady, reliable expertise that keeps money flowing in and out like clockwork. But commercial payments are also about building new and disruptive solutions. So Fifth Third does that too. That's your commercial payments a Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is offering 0% interest for 72 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends March 31st, 2026.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
The other side of the world, and I'll let you know if I want to come back and coach your little game.
Ian Peterman.
Ian Rappaport tweeting yesterday, and I thought this was interesting.
Oh, lady.
The Broncos the
That was
last 2
gibberish.
weeks. You guys done?
I got more.
On 94.5 ESPN.
A limousine riding, jet flying, woo, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. That's right, we're talking about Ric Flair. He's coming to Milwaukee March 27th at the Riverside Theater, all a part of Thanalysis Live. Thanasis Antetokounmpo hosting once again with the WWE Hall of Famer and global icon, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. It's not just a cameo, it's not a 5-minute interview. No, it's a full live show. high energy, unfiltered storytelling, behind the scenes moments you've never heard. And you know Thanasis, he's bringing that juice, energy, the laughs, surprises that we've gotten used to over Thanalysis Live over the years. And then when Ric Flair grabs the mic, anything can happen. Tickets are limited, so don't wait. Lock in yours today. TALiveshow.com. TALiveshow.com. It's Thanalysis Live later this month, March 27th at the Riverside Theater, presented by Gruber Law Offices and Potawatomi Casino Hotel with the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
We put it on the Infinity Exteriors Twitter poll on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Has Brian Gutekunst changed his approach on team building this offseason? And I think we're referring mostly to the over 30 players that he has acquired, including their new defensive tackle. 69, of course, after we have the David Bakhtiari conversation, % of people say yes, he is changing his approach to building his team this offseason. And Gabe, I did see that Evan weighed in on the Twitter account saying last offseason he talked about needing more urgency. From August on, I think he is finally showing that urgency. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, with the Micah Parsons edition, certainly. And with this change, he even talked about it a little bit at the draft combine. If there is an older player that they can sign for a year, that he would be open to, or he said short-term deal, but the Hargrave contract's basically a year deal. And I guess they can, again, if they like the productivity he gives them this year, they can just, keep going with that. It's a pay-as-you-go type thing. Same thing with Zaire Franklin.
Is the belief that this year's draft is really good?
No. Next year's draft is a different story.
There's top-end edge talent and some linebacker talent. Not good at quarterback, not good at running back. There's a handful of wide receivers people are excited about.
O-line?
O-line has decent depth, nothing as exciting as previously.
It seems like a lot of positions just have decent depth.
Yeah.
Not a lot of top end, but some pretty good guys that are pretty or similar from like rounds 2 through 4.
All right. That's what we want.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That favors the Packers with not having a first-round pick, certainly. Especially next year, if that's going to also be a deep draft. They've got an extra 4th-round pick already. Going to likely be getting a 3rd-round pick for the comp pick that, with Malik Willis down in Miami, hoping for more as we continue.
A little bit of housekeeping here before we wrap up the show. Chewy, you remember your friend Raj?
Yeah, I do. His name's not Raj, though.
No?
That's correct. It is Yash.
Yash Nyman announcing yesterday that he was retiring from the NFL. Oh, darn it. You saw it. So I didn't know that you saw it.
I would make a run at him, try to bring him back to Green Bay, no? Maybe he just doesn't like Carolina.
He's kind of bounced around and just hasn't had the career.
Wasn't he a swing in Carolina as well?
Yeah.
So you have to sell him on Green Bay?
And being in a swing in Green Bay. After they made him compete every single year.
Yeah.
Because they didn't believe in him.
He's probably good on that.
Probably. Who knows?
Wilde and Tausch will continue to break down the NFL free agency. Apparently, we get more Gabe Deitzel coming up next here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
We've got southbound 43 backing up from before Silver Spring all the way to Green Bay Avenue. So just be prepared for those delays there. Eastbound 94 still going to be heavy from 84th